Well, before the break, we asked our studio audience, are you interested in seeing Nick Wallenda walk across Niagara Falls? And here's how they voted. Just over half says yes, they want to see that. Well, all of us can probably catch it on YouTube very shortly after Nick's done that walk. Well, Niagara, the Thunder of the Waters, is the film of our next guest. He was from the region, so captivated by the falls that it almost was natural that he would make an award-winning documentary about it. Please welcome Christopher Bissett. Hey, great to have you here, Chris.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, Lorna. Thank you.
Well, you must love this, that now we've got another news story to tell about Niagara.
Yeah, Niagara is naturally in the news.
Okay, but it actually is a huge part of the Canadian story, and you captured that so well in your documentary. Tell us about the two very important essences, the white man discovering it and the battle that was fought over its rivers.
Right. Well, any historian will tell you that Father Louis Hennepin was the first to kind of introduce Niagara to Europe. And we're talking back in the 1700s. And you come across Niagara Falls. I mean, today, we're kind of, we're behind the veil of tourism and the noise of traffic and all that kind of stuff. But if you could take yourself back to a time when it was quiet and all you could hear from a great distance was a roar of a great giant from far away, that was Niagara Falls. And that would be something that, you know, for man at that time, for sure, something that you'd have to experience firsthand.
Father Hennepin was exploring for the church. I mean, there's still a Catholic convent right above Niagara Falls in the most beautiful location. But his stories opened a whole new world to the Aboriginals that were already there, and Europe's interest in this.
Absolutely. You know, he unfortunately did exaggerate it a little bit, but
I think 3 times as tall he thought it was.
At least.
He didn't have the measurements right.
For sure, no. But obviously he was taken by what he was experiencing that time.
And there's also the amazing history that begins to unfold. It's artists who say, we need to protect this from the incredible commercialism that almost began instantly. As soon as people knew the falls was there, it was meant to be commercially exploited. So tell us about the artist who first protects it.
Yeah, Frederick Church was a renowned American landscape artist, and he purposefully omitted the carnival atmosphere that had kind of grown up around the falls. And so it's interesting that an artist, his work and his passion for removing that kind of unnecessary show over the beauty of what Niagara naturally is, to reveal its beauty to the world. And then it started a whole movement on the American side, the Canadian side. And so by the late 1800s, you have the development of the Niagara Parks.
Yeah, and I noticed Janice Church told us that was to, you know, create a sense of awe and meditation around it. And, you know, the famous Central Park landscape artist, Olmsted, who also wanted to see a cathedral in the heart of the city. Even you, the artist in you, when you made your award-winning documentary, you took out all the commercialism. Why?
Absolutely. What we wanted to do is, I wanted to make a film that was very unique and different from what everybody would assume to expect is, you know, the stunters and all the carnival atmosphere and everything that goes along with Niagara Falls. But I wanted to take it on a first-person perspective, a journey, go through history and discover the writings of people like Charles Dickens, and even Thomas Jefferson talks about it, and Abraham Lincoln, and Elizabeth Simcoe, who was John Graves Simcoe's wife, the first Lieutenant Governor of Canada. I mean, from these people come the experience of coming to Niagara. And so that's the way I wanted to approach it, was to kind of look for and discover what is it that has drawn people over the years to experience Niagara.
Is it what you close your film with, the Aboriginal prayer? I don't know if it's a prayer so much as an acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
In essence, it was an account of Native North American Indians returning to that area in the mid-1800s. And they said that they give credit to the Creator, the Great Spirit, for making these. And he said, there we see his smile. We see him smile there. And he said, brothers, you can't put your hands on this water and stop it, because there we see his smile. And he just gave complete credit to God's creation. And I think somehow, and for me, I thought, wow, that's the answer. Well, there it is. That's why Lincoln and Dickens and all these notables from around the world come. I've got to experience it, because it's almost like a way to experience this awesome power and see this magnificent thing that man could never come close to. And in some way, see the fingerprint of God.
All right. Well, Christopher Bissett, thank you very much.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Thank you, Lorna.
Thank you. Coming up, Roger Woodward was 7 years old when he accidentally fell over Niagara Falls. His miraculous survival story next.
Oh, I love it. Beautiful space.
It's my first visit, over here, and it's outstanding. It's just too beautiful.
It's wet. Yeah, you walk around here and you come, and it's getting colder, but you have the view, and it's incredible.
It's a really pretty place. It's like two sides, so it's really nice. As the rainbow comes right over it, so it's really pretty.